All right, hey, this is David with Festivus Games. I wanted to show you how to use the score system for the October 2018 event. So you first have to make sure you're opening our Excel sheet with only Microsoft Excel. You cannot open it with Google Sheets, Apple Numbers, or anything else. If you do, you will corrupt it. It will definitely mess up. It will not function properly. You'll have all kinds of problems. You'll have to re-input all your scores. You'll get to the awards. It'll be wrong. You'll be panicking. So please, please, please only use Microsoft Excel. In fact, if you're using a PC, you've got to open this with Microsoft Excel 2007 or later. If you're on a Mac, you've got to use Microsoft Excel 2011 or later. Nothing else. No Google Sheets, no Apple Numbers, okay? Guarantee problems if you do. So when you first come in, whether you're on a Mac or a PC, you've got to enable content, enable macros, whatever your button is. In this case, it's enable content. There we go. Let's get that. So then it will open up. So what you're going to find is all your athletes that have been registered or that were registered through October 6th will be pre-filled in. So on our sheet, there are 6 tabs. I'm looking at the male masters right now, but there's male intermediate, male novice, female masters, female intermediate, and female novice. And as you can see, various athletes have been pre-populated into these divisions, into these tabs on your Excel sheet. So that's where we start. All right, so the very first thing I want to make sure is that there's going to be changes, right? There are going to be some teams that don't show up. There are going to be team names that have changed. There's going to be athletes that have swapped in last minute. And you want to take care of all of these things before you enter your first score. So now that it's open, you're all good. You want all your divisions squared away. And by that, what I mean is you want everything clean, accurate, ready to go before you enter your first score. And so what do I mean? Only the teams who showed up should be listed in your tabs. Remove any teams who are no-shows. Add any last-minute teams who paid you direct after October 6th. If a team is moved from one division to another, make sure you take care of that. I'm going to show you how to do all that. But do all these things before you enter your first score so that in every division, the only teams listed, the athlete names are correct, all the team names are correct, and the only teams listed are the ones who actually showed up on the day of the event. Get this all clean. Names, team names, all that. Get it all squared away before you enter your first score. Okay, so what do we want to do first? Let's say that I'm looking at male masters right now. Let's say that the reality is Rusty Thrusters here wants to move, and you agreed to this. They want to move from male masters to male novice. So let's take Rusty Thrusters. I clicked in this first cell, I held down my shift key. I'm on a PC, on a Mac, you know what to do. Clicked in the first cell, hold down the shift key, click in this last cell. Now, we can't cut and paste, we can only copy and paste. So on a PC, I'm going to Control C this for copy, and I'm going to go to male novice. I'm going to find a blank row. I'm going to Control V it or paste it there, and it'll allow us to do that. I have copied and pasted Rusty Thrusters into male novice from male masters. What I need to do then is go back to male masters and hit delete. It's going to give me a warning. Are you sure you want to delete this individual? Yes, we want to do that. All right, so they are gone. So that is how we copy a team from one division to another, and we make sure the original is deleted. Let's say we want to just delete a team. Let's say that Not Too Old just didn't show up. They're not going to compete. Let's get rid of them. Remember, we want this all clean before we enter our first score. So we're just going to delete. It's going to give us the warning again. Yep, gone. All right, so we've deleted a team. We've moved a team. Let's add a new team who, they came into male novice, and they're a team. They paid you direct. They're a last-minute ad, and so we're going to add them. So what you want to do is you want to find, a blank row, and you can just go to any row. I'll show you how to sort this and clean it up later. And let's just say it's, last second team is their team name. Let's see. David Briggs is one of the, and he trains at CrossFit. Awesome. And then there's Dan, the man is his last name, and he trains at CrossFit. He trains CrossFit Awesome as well. Just keep it simple. All right, I've added a team. That's it. Just go to a blank row, add all the information in for the team, boom, they're in. So we'll clean up the rest of this a little bit later. What if you want to edit a team name? Step Brothers wants to be Step Brothers 2. Just go in there and enter it in. Okay? Do you want to, yes. Okay, so it gives you the warning that you've changed the team name. Do you want it linked to the original? Answer yes to that. So you can edit an athlete name. Okay, so I just changed it. So you can edit athlete information, trains at, all that. You can basically enter, you can edit all this stuff over here. And you want to get all this stuff cleaned up and so that it is looking good. So, to get rid of these spaces, just do a sort, on name. And now they're all tightened up and looking good. Male masters, we took a couple out here. And so when you do this sort, okay, it tightens it all up. So, all right, so now we are ready to enter scores. So let's go, and I'll get one that I've already got some scores pre-filled in, and I'll show you what's going on. Okay, so this is a division, male masters in this case, where now I've got all the scores entered, for everybody, for all the teams. So I want to show you first that you can't, first of all, there are time-based scores, of course, and there are reps or number-based scores. And, the formatting is such where it won't let you enter, a number. It's going to say, hey, that's a time, so you need to correct it, right? So we got to make it a time. And this one, it's a number, so you can't make it a time. Nope, doesn't like that. So now, the other thing is that let's just say, for example, so you're going to enter in all your stuff, time-based or number-based. It's going to handle everything over here. I'll explain that in a moment. But let's just say that someone has to scratch. There's an injury, or they can't continue on, or whatever. So for everything except WAD 1B, don't enter in, or don't, I'm sorry. Got it. So don't enter in a 0. It won't let you, okay? So the only WAD that it's going to let you enter as 0 in, we made an exception, is WAD 1B, which is the front, or which is front squats. That's because, oops, doesn't like it, sorry. That's because on the front squats, somebody they may not get to it. They may have, with 1A, they've got, they're doing rounds of shouldered overhead and knee raises or knee ups. And so they may not get done, and they may end up with 0 front squats. So if that's the case, they can enter a 0, but only for that WAD. Anything else, if someone has to scratch, leave it blank. Okay? Don't try to enter a 0, just leave it blank. And that way, it is what it is. Okay? So, but because of this 0, we still want this WAD ranked, because they might actually just get a 0 and not be able to do it. So anyway, that's how we do that. No zeros except for WAD 1B. Leave it blank if they don't do it. And that's going to make sure that everything stays the way that it should be. All right, one second here. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is how you can sort columns. Now, this is all done. It's told you. This column here says this is who should be on the podium. Awards is podium. 1, 2, 3. Gym bullies, pieces of ache, CrossFit steps in this case. I'm going to explain why in just a moment, but first I want to show you that sorting any of these columns over here, let's say you want to see who had the best, WAD 1A score, or, the rank. So if you sort that, the best this is a time-based WAD, so the lower the time, the better. It's like golf. So 122 was the best time for WAD 1A. And you can sort any of these. You can sort any of the WAD rank scores, any of those, okay? And then total rank at the end is this. So you can see that this is all sorted, low to high. You can also go high to low, and you'll be good to go. But watch this over here when I sort. The awards don't change, and they shouldn't change, right? It doesn't matter. We're just sorting. So it doesn't change any of the awards, and I want you to be aware of that. You can sort this all day long, and it won't affect the awards. So the next thing I want to explain to you is how did we get Gym Bullies 1, Pieces of Ache 2, and CrossFit Steps 3? So I went ahead and sorted on this total rank, and this will tell us exactly what happened. So Gym Bullies had a total rank of 11. How do we get that? Well, we take WAD 1A, their rank was a 7, but then 1B it was a 1, and then WOD 2 was a 1, and WOD 3 is a 1, and then the floater was a 1. So first place in all that. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Total rank 11. Pieces of Egg had a 20. How do we get that? 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 plus 6 is 15. Plus 2 is 17. Plus 3 is 20. And so on. That's how we get the total rank. That's how the awards, the podium teams are figured. It's based on total rank over here. Okay? And that's how the total rank is accomplished. Okay, I switched over to the female masters division because when I was entering scores for this and testing, I want to show you what happens when there's a tie. Okay, so this is all sorted by total rank, but we can see that we got a total rank of 20 and a total rank of 20. Mighty Pegs and Sugar Crash tied, and then Misfits is third. So it says over here that Mighty Pegs got first, Sugar Crash got second. There's no finals WOD, so it's all based on what they did in their 5 scores over here. So Mighty Pegs 1, Sugar Crash 2. Why? Why is Mighty Pegs in first? Because even though they have a total rank of 20, we go back for a tiebreaker, we go back to the very first score for WOD 1 and we look at it. And in this case, Mighty Pegs had a time of 101, Sugar Crash had a time of 302. So with that being the case, 101 is better than 302, that broke the tie. That's how it happens. If they would have tied for time here, 101 and a 101, it would look at the score, the next score over, and see who did better, you know, for reps. In this case, it would have been Sugar Crash because 55 reps is better than 14 reps. It just keeps going across looking for a score that is better than another until it breaks the tie. In this case, it makes sense. Mighty Pegs isn't first because on the tiebreaker, their time is better for WOD 1A than Sugar Crash. Therefore, they're in first, Sugar Crash second. Misfits had a total rank of 21, so that's just an obvious. That's why they are in third. Okay, so basically the competition, let's imagine the competition is complete. You've got all your tabs filled in. You're over here. You've got your total ranks sorted low to high in each division just because it's pretty when you go to print stuff. We're getting ready to print. So you've got all your divisions sorted low to high and you're ready to print. You want to do that when you're going to print because then it's going to show, it's going to make sense based on the entire competition. How did each team really do? And so now it's time to print. So we're going to go and print. Had to move that up. All right, let's see. So now we're going to print. So now when you're over here, it's going to say print active sheets initially, probably when you first come there. You want to change it to print entire workbook. Okay? And you're going to see that it's going to print a total of 12 pages. All right, so that's what you want. And just go to print for your printer, whatever, you're good to go. And again, I would sort by total rank. I'd have each division sorted by total rank. I would save it, and then I would go to print, and then I would print it out like that. That's it for that. So we've got it printed. So there's lots of benefits to scoring offline like we do. Athletes aren't going to bum rush the score as much. Athletes don't understand the scoring usually. And if we have online real-time scoring, we just found with our with over 10,000 athletes, it just begs for complaints. They just don't understand what's going on. And anyway, that's it for this. Hopefully you've got everything, including the tiebreaker and why that happens. Any questions at all, let me know. Sooner the better. Have a great event. And don't forget that when you're all done, you're not going to email me your saved score sheets. You're going to upload them through the dashboard to our server, and I'll have email and other instructions on that in other documentation. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon. Bye.